nurse manager. I have the privilege of working with Dominique, and we're so excited that her family, her friends, her colleagues are all here. It's been really incredible. You're joining a list of very honored people when you get into this award. So we have a lot to go over with you. It's pretty complex because this family who has kind of spearheaded this award has a great story to tell. So I'm going to start that story. Trish and Mary are going to help finish that story. I don't know if you've never heard it. It's really just like so. The Daisy Foundation started in 1999, so it's about 12 years ago that we began, and it's the family of a patient named Patrick Barnes. Patrick was a 33-year-old patient who had ITP that ended up passing away from that disease. And through the horrific loss that the family had, they really decided to turn their energy into something positive. They wanted to honor him as a special man that he was. And they actually described that they went out one night for a liquid dinner. So I'm not really sure what that was. Let's just assume it was over orange juice, but I don't know. It was a liquid dinner, and in that they decided that they were going to have an award called DAISY. And DAISY actually stands for Diseases Attacking the Immune System, which is what Patrick passed away from. As they brainstormed about that, they said the key to what helped them through the transition at the end of his life was the nurses. They considered the nurses as amazing unsung heroes, that they were there for them all the time. They cared for him with their compassion and kindness, and it kind of left an unbelievable mark on their lives, on their ongoing lives. As a result of the experience, they pulled together and decided that they would create this award. And where it's gone so far is it's not only around the country, but it's around the world. The DAISY Award is for extraordinary nurses like Dominique. There are now 1,000 healthcare organizations, and CHOP is one of them that participates in this award, and it's also in 7 countries. And so, to date, 18,000 nurses have received this award, and when you think of that as a worldwide award, that's, it's a very elite group that you're joining. I can tell you there are some DAISY Award winners in the room that I don't see April, do I? But I definitely see Phil and I see Mary. So there's 2 other people that can understand how compassionate you must be as a nurse to get nominated by a family for this award. So that's just the introduction. I think Trish will take us through why Dominique.
I'm going to read the nomination form from the family. This nurse did an outstanding job with my daughter. My daughter has trisomy 8P and has multiple hospitalizations, and this nurse is most compassionate, caring nurse that she has ever had. That speaks volumes because I am a director of nursing and I am especially aware. We cannot say enough about this nurse. She took extra time with my daughter to gain trust and better communications to take better care of her. She showed outstanding nursing skills and assessment skills. We spent a great deal of time in the ER, and this nurse made our stay comfortable. She was not only concerned with my daughter, she worried about our well-being. Dominique is most importantly the prime example of what a nurse should be. And I write my own little blurb as well. Dominique excels as a bedside nurse, triage nurse, and team leader, but I think she is most effective and happiest when she is directly advocating for a patient or family. It is not unusual to see Dominique walking around the unit carrying a baby or pushing a toddler in a wagon. She also has a great affinity for our psychiatric and autism populations. One day she spent hours letting a patient touch and hold her ponytail because it kept the patient calm during our evaluation process. Dominique embodies what the Barnes family experienced every day during their stay: kindness, compassion, and great communication skills. Now it is my pleasure on behalf of the DAISY Foundation to proclaim you a DAISY Award Extraordinary Nurse. Here is your award certificate, which says, "This award is presented to Dominique Boccicchio in deep appreciation for all you do, who you are, and the incredibly meaningful difference you make in the lives of so many people."
Oh, there's more.
Nurses always have pins, so there's a DAISY Award pin to wear on your ID. And I just found out from Mary Beth that they got a special grant or
A donor,
donor.
anonymous donor paid money for Nurse Jane Award. So you get a $100 gift card.
And then this is the Healer's Touch sculpture, which is made in Zimbabwe. And the people of Zimbabwe hold their healers in a position of great importance to the community. And they also employ 14 full-time artists, which helps support 500 people in their extended family and community. And this is a country that has 90% unemployment. Congratulations. We should be unfurling a banner, but we can't find it right this minute.
I'm okay with it. Those statues are all unique. I've seen a few. They're very different.
Very cool.
Really
And then Mary's going to talk about the reason for the
The
Cinnabon.
best part. Last but not least comes the part of the presentation that Mark Barnes thinks is the best part because it involves food. I'd like to read the letter to you from Mark. By definition, the Daisy Foundation thinks that all nurses are extraordinary, and we wish we had the resources to honor all of you individually. So we try to say thank you in a small way by bringing cinnamon rolls to the nurses on the unit. After all, everyone in nursing is in team sport and deserves to receive the Daisy Day Award. The reason the Cinnabon rolls were so special to Pat, because when he was ill, he had lost his appetite. And he would ask for a bite of Cinnabon that I brought every morning after breakfast. Pat ate the whole thing. That night when Bonnie and I left, Pat asked that we bring Cinnabon's rolls the next day and to be sure to bring some for the nurses. That's when we discovered that nurses really like Cinnabon. But on a more serious note, we bring in Cinnabon rolls for another reason. Almost without exception, when a nurse receives the Daisy Day Award, the humble response is, "I don't deserve this. I was just doing my job." The Daisy Day nurse, what the Daisy Day nurse may not realize, though, is that when nurses are just doing their jobs, they have such an important and meaningful impact on the lives of so many people, many more than their patients. We have heard and read a story that the Daisy Day Award nomination forms that bring this to life. Shortly after we started honoring nurses, a nurse was nominated because when a physician was ready to discharge a surgery patient, the nurse felt that something wasn't right with the patient's behavior. The doctor didn't find anything wrong when he examined the patient and reviewed test results, but the nurse was persistent. She knew intuitively that something wasn't right. Finally, an MRI revealed a small leak in the blood vessel in the patient's brain, which was corrected through emergency surgery. Because this nurse just did her job for the patient, this father was able to go home to his children, the husband went home to his wife, and this son was able to see his parents again. This brother can spend more time with his siblings, etc. The impact this nurse made on this patient family was indescribable.
Dominica, we just thank you because you are representing each one of us, and you have done an amazing job making a family of a very complex child comfortable here, and they're not comfortable here. They don't want to come to the hospital. This is a day that they dread because they know how disruptive it is, and you actually, pierce their heart with something beautiful. So, thank you for that.
In closing, I wanted to give a special thank you to Lori Wieldos, who's the mom who nominated you. The award doesn't happen unless the parents take the time to write the nomination, and it means a great deal to all of us in the ED that the mom took that time. And so thank you for choosing nursing as a career and for all your skill, care, and compassion that you give to your patients every day. Congratulations.
Well, thank you guys. And thanks so much for coming. I'm gonna cry if I say it. Coming the whole time. But anyway, this is such an honor, and I'm so grateful my family has. And all my nurses.